GitHub Copilot, an AI code completion tool developed by GitHub in collaboration with OpenAI and Microsoft as another piece of Warcraft in the generative AI war. It provides you with code completion after analyzing the context of your code, so it basically predicts the idea you're about to implement and generate the code for it. You can generate simple completion, a whole line completion, or a code block completion, or you can simply write the whole program for you. It comes with the option of fixing errors, but if your ego doesn't allow you to let an AI tool to fix your problems, then it can just explain the errors for you so you know what is going on. You can also use natural language comments to explain the functionality you're about to implement so you get more precise code. It is available for VS, VS Code, NeoVim, and JetBrains IDEs. To get GitHub Copilot, you should first have a GitHub account. Copilot is not free, but there are some free plans for students, teachers, and open source maintainers. Then install GitHub Copilot extension for VS Code or Copilot plugin on IntelliJ or NeoVim, and you're ready to go. Copilot is trained on all languages that appear in GitHub public repositories, so you can imagine the amount of useful data extracted from all those repos, and the useless data. Or you can find almost every possible idea in the open source repositories in GitHub. Means Copilot now can implement almost any idea you think about. There's also countless amounts of bad code in GitHub, and that's why Prime decided to quit using Copilot. Another issue with GitHub Copilot is licensing. There have been concerns about Copilot suggesting code that may be copyrighted or not appropriately licensed. So might get sued not because you stole the code, but because your generative AI assistant Copilot is stealing copyrighted code for you so you can sleep well and have more time for your family. People say developers can turn into zombies with dead brains after using Copilot for a long time, after eliminating the element of creativity from their lives. But I think this is impossible because they still will have to use their brains to resolve the errors of the generated code. It can cause a lack of self-productivity and creativity, because generated code cannot always be the optimal solution, so it's just producing more lazy coders than ChatGPT has done. Sometimes, generative AI tools like GitHub Copilot affect the learning curve of people, most of the times in a negative way. Well, the learning process is simple. The harder you try to get something, the more you dive deep into it, and the longer it stays in your mind. Learning programming languages rely on learning the basics and the features of that language, then applying it in projects, and then facing problems, and then suffering to fix the problems. Copilot can really be helpful. It enhances productivity. It can be a good learning tool in some cases, and for me it's the best for verbose programming languages like Java and Rust by reducing development time. It is also good with programming languages with huge open source code base like JavaScript and Python. I find it useful in scenarios like simple functions and code redundance, and it deserves to be in your favorite IDE. That was GitHub Copilot with ProgLobby. Subscribe to the channel to see more dev content, and see you in the next video.